How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? My name is RuffledRowlit and welcome back to a brand new video. Today, guys, we're going to be counting down the top 5 worst fire type Pokemon. Now, before we get started, I want to point out two very important things. One, this video is mainly based on their designs and how they look. So this is not going to be based on competitive prowess or how useful these Pokemon are. This is simply based on their designs, so please keep that in mind as you are watching. And the other point is, this is simply my opinion. If you do not agree with my opinion, don't worry, honestly, it doesn't matter. You can have your own opinion, and I do not hate any of these Pokemon that I'm mentioning here. I just simply am choosing the ones that I think are the worst out of the huge pool of Pokemon who are fire types. So keep in mind, I do not hate any of these Pokemon. These are simply just my opinions, and I'm just picking the worst out of the huge pile of the ones I get to choose from. So please keep that in mind as you are watching, and let's get started with this top 5 video. So coming in at the number 5 spot is going to be Incineroar. Now, this is a Pokemon that I was really disappointed with, because I love the way we were looking with especially Litten, and I was expecting, oh my god, we're finally going to get a Pokemon that is a fire type, that isn't bipedal, and that's actually going to be on all 4. But no, we did not get that. We actually just got ourselves Incineroar instead, which, okay, it looks badass, but it just looks like, it looks so cliche, honestly, to what, like, these Pokemon have become. All fire types are now just like these big buff, or if they're not big buff, they're literally all just bipedal and makes no sense. You know, we had Delphox, literally a fox that was, you know, from the get-go, it was adorable, and it was, you know, on all 4, but then as it evolves, it just gets like 2 feet only and, you know, hands out of nowhere. And that's the same thing that goes for Incineroar. It is such a shitty design, in my opinion, for them to go with everything being bipedal for fire types. It just looks weird. And that's what the thing with Incineroar was for me. I was really pissed off that they didn't decide to just go in all 4s. Like, I wanted to be on all 4s and just look like a freaking cat, or just a giant, like, you know, lion or whatever. That's what I wanted it to be, just a giant freaking, you know, cat on all 4. Not this thing that has, like, you know, that looks like a human, essentially. That's really what it is, or just a giant furry. That's literally what Incineroar is, and that's really the part where it just puts me off. And that's where it also puts off a lot of people. Now, is it a bad-looking Pokemon in general? No, it's still a cool design. I still think it looks badass, and I still kind of like it, but I think that they could have done better. I think they could have gone way better here. The really good thing about this Pokemon, in my opinion, is I love the belt on it. That thing looks sick, but it could have put that on a different part of its body and made it still, you know, just look badass, but on all 4 instead. So my main reason with Incineroar being on this list is the fact that I feel like it was a missed opportunity. They could have just made something different, but they did the same thing again, like they did with Emboar, like they did with Delphox, literally the exact same thing, and it is kind of disappointing. Either way, that's Incineroar. Let's go to the next one on the list. Now, next up on the list is going to be Heatmore. Now, Heatmore is a Pokemon that I am just a bit confused about. Now, I don't think there's anything bad about it, but the fact that it's an anteater Pokemon, literally an anteater Pokemon, that it spouts out fire, makes no sense to me. Now, I thought that this Pokemon should not have been a fire type. I think it should have been, quite literally, I think it should have been something like a normal type. That's, I think, what would have fitted. But it as a fire type makes not much sense, because it's an anteater, okay? It's literally just an anteater. That's what it is. But it doesn't fit with a fire typing. I just don't think it looks too nice, and it just doesn't feel right to me. It just looks weird. And as for the design, I don't know, man. That whole face, it looks a bit derpy. That's really the thing that kind of puts me off. Now, then again, I'm not really, you know, gonna be bashing on this Pokemon, because I think it's still a cool design in general. I love the stripes on it, but I also think they're kind of off-putting in the sense that they are kind of like yellowish, and they mix up really weird with the red. But overall, it's a still cool-looking Pokemon. But I do think it lacks in design compared to a lot of the other Pokemon that we do have that are in the fire type section, sort of. So, definitely a Pokemon there's nothing really wrong about, but it does lack in a few areas, and that's why it's on this spot of the list. Let's go to the next one. And next up is going to be the number 3 spot, which is Magcargo. Now, Magcargo is a Pokemon that I personally do not hate, but I've got to agree the design, just the way it looks is kind of poor. Now, okay, in general, what is it? It's just a lava plume. It's just like a giant plume of lava, or just like this slug. Essentially, that's what it is. It's just a lava Pokemon, which is a bunch of lava. That's literally what it is. It's a slug that is lava. And honestly, I do like the fact that they did put a lot of time into, like, thinking of how they were going to do it, and the fact that they added this, like, you know, burning fire that comes through a little hole on the back of its, like, you know, on its shell, sort of. I love that part of it, but I've got to agree, though, that a lot of people who do hate this Pokemon, it does look weird. It is a slug, let's be fair, and I'm not a fan of slugs. I don't think they're really, you know, nice looking. It's literally just like weird little, you know, critters and whatnot. So in general, I can understand with this Pokemon does not really feel like the best sort of fire type for most people. Now, personally, I do not hate this Pokemon. I actually love magcargo, and I think it looks really good when it's in shiny form as well. I love that, and overall, I think it's just a generally cool Pokemon. But as for the design, compared to some of the options we have, I think this one kind of lacks. Just in all honesty, compared to most others, this one does lack. Like, I love close to all fire types, and I do love magcargo as well, but I do think in terms of design, it's literally just a slug, and it has weird things on its like front, and they look like little mustaches that are just dropping down like balls. It looks weird, let's be honest. Either way, that's why it's on this spot. It's just a weird looking design. Nothing too wrong about it, nothing I hate about it. It's just, it's kind of poor compared to some of the other ones. Either way, let's go to the next one on the list. Now, next up is the eruption Pokemon, Camerupt. Now, Camerupt is a Pokemon that I am just so confused about. It's literally, like, so weird. It's like a camel, cow-ish Pokemon with a volcano on its back, which is so weird. And the thing is that I do not know what I feel about this thing. Now, I do think its evolution, or Mega Evolution rather, makes it a bit more badass, where it actually gets a straight-up full volcano with volcanic, you know, matter coming out of its like actual, you know, volcano. That looks actually pretty cool. But the other form, which is Camerupt, just the base form, I've got to say is kind of weird, especially with like stuff like Numel. Its pre-evolution is more like the part where I do not like it. Camerupt in itself, not too bad, kind of bland if anything, but Numel is kind of just like ugly looking in my opinion. It just looks weird, and then it evolves into this weird thing which is a giant freaking volcano on its back. But its Mega Evolution is really badass. I love the Mega Evolution, but as for Camerupt itself, it's kind of just boring if anything. It's just a weird looking camel cow, literally. That's what it looks like, and it's not too bad, but I feel like it could have been done more there, and that's what they did with the Mega Evolution. The Mega Evolution kind of makes up for anything that it lacks in design in terms of the previous evolutions, so that's why it's on this part of the list. Let's go to the next one. So, coming in at the number 1 spot is going to be Simisear, the Ember Pokemon, and I hate this thing with a passion. Now, I hate all of the forms of it, all, like, the versions of it, the you know, the grass and the water version of it as well, but God, I hate the fire type. It looks weird. It looks stupid. It just okay. Just the way it looks in itself is dumb. And let's not even talk about the fact that it's actually pretty useless as a Pokemon as well. This thing is just awful. I'm not sure if there's anybody out there who actually likes Simisear. Like, I just do not like this Pokemon. Out of all the Pokemon on this list, this is the only one that I genuinely do not like out of the, you know, the grand scale of all the fire types. Like, all the other ones I've mentioned, I actually have something I like about them. I am actually, you know, fine with the designs, even if they are lacking in some areas. But when it comes to Simisear, oh boy, I do not like this Pokemon. It just looks bad. It's just a monkey, but a dumb looking monkey. And it's just a bad Pokemon in general terms here, and that's why it is on this list at the number 1 spot. But other than that, there's really not much else to say about Simisear, just the fact that it looks stupid, it doesn't have too much thought into it, it's literally just a fire monkey that's poorly executed in my opinion. There's really nothing fun about it, there's really nothing interesting about it, it just looks derpy and dumb, and it's really not fun. I don't know, I do not enjoy this Pokemon's design. Thought they could have done something better here, especially with a fire monkey. They've already done it before, let's be fair. They did it with, you know, like, they did it with, you know, Chimchar and stuff. They could have done it here as well, but they didn't do it too well, and it turned out pretty stupid. So I do not, like, I don't know, I don't really think it's a good design. Either way, guys, it's going to be the end of the video. I hope you all did enjoy. If you did, then make sure to subscribe down below, and please keep in mind, guys, this is simply based on my own opinion. If you do not agree, that is totally okay. All you can do is just let me know in the comment section down below what is your favorite fire type, and also what is, in your opinion, the 5 worst fire type designs. Let me know in the comments down below, and also thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, as per usual, subscribe, like, comment, and I'll see you all the next time. Thank you so much for watching, and bye bye everybody.